Hi folks, this short video is just an introduction to building drawings, which we're going to be looking at over the next few periods in class. There are different types of building drawings. A location plan is typically drawn at a scale of 1 to 1000 or 1 to 1250, and it is where you're zoomed out and you can see the location of your house, the neighbouring streets, any other kind of landmarks, etc. We then zoom in slightly to a site plan. A site plan is typically drawn at 1 to 500 or 1 to 200 scale, and it will show you the outline shape of your building, trees, main dimensions of your garden. So think about this as your garden fence, the house, and any other things that you have within your garden area. A floor plan is where we've zoomed in even more, drawn at a scale of 1 to 100, 1 to 50. That's where we've taken the roof off the house and we can see inside. We can see the internal walls. We can see various things that are going on inside the house. Now, the reason for the different scales would be availability of different size of paper. We in school can print on A4 or A3 paper, but obviously in industry they can print on bigger paper, A2, A1, A0, etc. Also, the amount of detail required on the drawing. If we needed a large amount of detail, we would obviously want a bigger piece of paper. If we want simple details, then a smaller sheet of paper would suffice. So here's a couple of examples of floor plans. That's where we're zoomed in the most. You can see the size of the rooms, you can see the symbols within the kitchen, the bedroom, the bathroom, etc. Now, these are the symbols that the SQA expect you to know. Now, just be careful. We all know that we would refer to this symbol here. This is a light. Now, we call it a light, but actually the SQA want us to call it a lamp. So this is your living room light, your kitchen light that's on your ceiling, but they are in fact in SQA terms referred to as a lamp. The switch, that would be the switch that would switch on the lamp. So as you walk in the door, you press the switch to switch the lamp, the ceiling lamp on. A socket, that's just your socket that you plug your laptop into or your microwave or whatever. Radiator, I think that's self-explanatory. Shower tray and bath are self-explanatory. Wash basin and sink, these are commonly mixed up. So a wash basin is the one that we would have in our bathrooms, that you would wash your face, wash your hands at, brush your teeth at, whereas a sink, that would be something that you might have in your utility room, for example. WC, that's a toilet. Sink top, that's more like the one you would have, a sink that you would have in your kitchen, which has got the draining board beside it. Heated towel rail, and I think everything else there is fairly self-explanatory. Here's an example of we've zoomed out even more. Site plan, so you can see the road, you can see the edges of my garden, you can see the trees, you can see the outline shape of the house, and drainage for downpipes and for wastewater. Another example of a site plan, you can see the main sizes of the house and the sides of the plot. Zoomed out even more, you can see the location of my house next to the neighbouring houses, next to adjacent streets, and so on. We can also see up in this top corner, we've got the direction north, which would help a surveyor find exactly where they are. Finally, we could also have a sectional view which shows how the house is going to be built. So starting at the beginning, we would lay a concrete foundation, we would build brickwork, that's these diagonal lines here, brickwork for the walls. We would add a wooden windowsill perhaps, we've got a window, perhaps a concrete lintel, more brickwork, and then perhaps sawn timber before the wooden roof trusses sit on there. And there's some insulation in the loft as well. So sectional views would also be a type of building drawing.